what it is, what it do. A little late this week, are we?
A little late.
Just a tad, just a tad bit, and not because of laziness, actually. An actual
Yeah, no.
reason.
Real reason.
I
Real
was
life
I
reason.
was ill. I was quite ill. I actually felt pretty bad.
You were feeling a little sticky icky.
So I took some time off. So everything got pushed back except the football. Football's
Yeah,
still
so
on schedule,
it's
but
all
versus
It's all Drew's fault. Don't blame me.
it's all my fault. It is all my fault. I ruined everything. My immune system was too weak against whatever the fuck made me icky sticky. So
Icky sticky.
that's why this is coming out on either Tuesday or Wednesday. So sorry about that, gamers.
Yeah.
I know our huge loyal fan base is looking at us with disgust right now, and
We're not supposed to address
I'm pouring one out for Max right now. He can't play Terraria on Sunday and watch the podcast at the same time.
Well, he'll get one here, and he'll get another one next Sunday or this coming Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll all be fixed.
2 podcast week for the boys. We're gonna cover a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Make sure it's worthwhile.
A lot of our very eventful and impactful weeks that we always frequently have we'll be able to fully, tell the people about it. Or really.
Yeah, I was really worried that 1 hour wasn't enough for me to explain all the super interesting stuff that goes on in my life. But fortunately, I mean, we got 2 episodes this week, so
I'm gonna explain something to you. One moment. As the people can see and you can't, I'm changing the episode number to 8 because I forgot.
Did you title one wrong, or
no? On the layout, it says episode whatever, and the last week it was 7, and I just forgot to change it this time. And I looked over, and I'm like, "We've already done that. We've already done that." That's fine. I just fixed it, but
all right. Well,
yeah, we'll be able to fully express ourselves this time.
Yeah,
this week.
So did you have anything interesting happen this week?
Besides my fucking illness, not really. We did start this project in one of my classes where we get to make like a little, like, it's not even a full episode. It's just like a little thing of like our own reality TV show, and my group picked like ghost hunting, so like Ghost Adventures or whatever. I think that's the only one. Ghost Adventures, right? So we're gonna emulate that, and it's gonna be kind of fun. We're doing that this weekend, so it's gonna be epic.
There's a lot of YouTube channels that have done like basically their own form of like ghost hunting, where there's always like the skeptic and the one that actually believes in it, and they go and travel to all these haunted places. And I was like,
I know.
I was watching one of them recently. I was like, we should totally steal that idea and go visit like a haunted place.
You want to know the funny part about that?
Yeah, what's up?
I've done it already.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you probably haven't seen it, but on my channel, my personal channel, it's not a haunted location. It's all acting, quote unquote. None of us are actors. We did the Halloween special, which was literally just the ghost hunt with like the skeptic, the full-on believer, the thing. We did the interviews. It was like the whole shebang, and it's literally that idea. And I've done it before, so I have some practice. So yeah, I'm up for it.
Yeah, but I want to like
go to a real one, real quote unquote real.
Yeah, and we're not gonna act, so we're gonna have 2 skeptics.
Because I do not think ghosts are real, so I have no fear. I'm just in a dark building. My fear is stepping on a rusty nail and getting tetanus. That's my fear.
Yeah, I want to go do that sometime for the channel. That'd be cool.
That would be super fun. We almost did it for my other previous ventures. Not the one you're familiar with, another one way back. There's a haunted place at the time where I was near that spot. and we never got around to it because we couldn't. They wouldn't allow us to go in. We wanted to just film an episode in there, in like a dark room, sitting on the floor in the basement.
Yeah, no,
Oh my god!
wouldn't let you.
No, the connection we had at the time couldn't get us in. So that sounds professional. It was someone's dad, but the connection we couldn't get in. But it wouldn't have worked.
We should go to the Stanley Hotel.
I don't know what that is.
Have you ever seen The Shining?
Yes, is it the hotel?
It's the hotel in The Shining. That it inspired the hotel from The Shining. It was what Stephen King was in when he supposedly had a paranormal event or whatever. It's in Colorado.
I think my parents have been there.
That'd be a cool one to go to.
It would be.
I'm just looking at supposedly haunted places.
This makes me sound and feel look more sick than I really am.
Yeah,
I swear. I'm just coughing.
Really...
I literally feel 100%. I just have a cough because of nasal drip. It's like I feel it. It's so gross. I'm not gonna get into it, but
yeah,
it's not like Rona or anything. It's all in my nose. I don't know what the deal is, but yeah, I love the idea of like ghost hunting, ghost shows. It's all BS, but it's cool and fun. I like spooky shit in general, so like I always wanted to do a Bigfoot thing too, because I know Bigfoot isn't real either, but it gives me an excuse to run around the woods at night with either fucking cameras and flashlights or just like night vision or whatever the fuck. Just dick around and hit trees with sticks and go, oh, like, you know, they do that on the Bigfoot show. Yeah, but we never have done it. We have property to do it. We just haven't done it. So
yeah, that'd be cool.
It would be cool.
Good content for the channel too.
It would, yeah, a little one-off, like a little special.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty nice.
That would be dope.
We just need to another thing we need to do. I had this idea.
Okay,
this is just turning into like the people get to hear about what's going on in my brain sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's what this whole podcast is about.
Oh, that's gross.
I don't mean to seem rude when I ask you this, or can you just like mute your mic when you start going into?
I can't because if I click on this screen, if I do that, it fucking fucks it up. I can try next time. The people want to hear it. It's real.
I just don't think that people do want to hear you coughing your lungs out the whole episode.
It's a look into my health.
They can see. They don't have to.
I'll try. It's like this super small button, and if I miss, I'll fuck everything up. But I'll try. I'll like do the thing where I like hold it in. Okay. And I'll do this so that you know it's happening, so you can like pause what you're saying.
Sure.
But I want to do cooking, but the issue is like, oh, we're not in the same geographical region, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's could make it better. So all you need is your phone. All you need is your phone, and what you do is we have a challenge, right? And the challenge is like, when I was thinking of this, I was thinking like pie. I don't know why I was thinking pie, but pie's cool.
Sure,
right?
Sure.
Pie's fun.
I love pie. I'm a big pie guy.
What's a pie you like?
All of them, but my favorites are apple or coconut cream.
Apple. Let's pick apple.
All right, sure.
It's really complicated, but hypothetical. This is a hypothetical. Yeah, apple pie. We pick apple pie. Comes from a hat, right? Apple pie. And you have to film yourself getting ingredients, cooking it, and all that. Like you go to the store, you like vlog going to the store and shit. Blah, blah. You film yourself making it, you set it up or hold it or whatever. Do whatever the fuck you want. Make funny quips, do whatever. I do the same shit. You send your shit to me. I spice this shit up. And after you're done cooking it, we do a similar situation to where we're at now, two cameras, and we show each other what we made, and whoever's is better wins.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like the funny part is we can't do taste tests, so it'd be purely visual. So it's like, it tastes good to me, I swear, I'm not lying. I made a great apple pie.
Yeah.
Like, I think that'd be a fun thing to do.
That would be kind of fun and interesting.
Got it.
Also, you're not as far away from me as the others are.
Well,
They are.
I am very far from you. If we go by the terms of automobiles, I am quite far.
Maryville?
Yeah, but it's only an hour from Liberty.
You're only 5 hours from me. Right down.
That would
right
imply
down
the others are 6 hours away.
They're a little over 6 hours.
Oh. Yeah, that's not that far.
What I was just like, we could, if we had a really good idea and a time in advance to set it up, a 5 hour drive is not quite as extreme as it seems, since we're technically like 2 states away or whatever.
Yeah, I would do a 5 hour drive. I have no issues. My gas mileage is ass though, because I drive a truck.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I would have to literally stop probably and get gas halfway through. Well, I don't know. I've never actually driven past, I think, 2 hours. So I don't know. It only goes about an hour and a half down.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd make it in one tank. I would be really low by the time I got there, but I think I'd make it.
Well,
I would do it if you have like a week, because I mean, I would spend a weekend. Like, give me a Friday,
yeah.
I'll come up, I'll get there at like fucking midnight, but I'll get there, right? And my weekends are 4 days long this year, so like I can leave Monday, like I can be there 2 days.
I got an air mattress with your name on it.
Give me a weekend, I'll do it. I'll drive up. But
right, we'll plan something good for that weekend.
Shit, that would be. We better film a bunch of shit, because that's a lot. That's a big. That's a. I have to drive there. You know, that's a whole ordeal.
Yeah.
I have to come up with 5 hours of audio entertainment.
Oof. Yeah. No, we'll think of it. We'll think about it. So you did not mute your mic.
No, I did. I muted it for the recording.
Okay.
You can hear it. I can't. They can't.
Yeah, I definitely hear it.
Yeah, I can't do both at once. It would take too long.
Yeah, sure. Understandable. Yeah. So Vanguard beta.
Oh shit!
Playing
Yeah,
that
I forgot about that.
lately.
I played it one day.
I played it 2 days, got to level 20, and said, "Okay, well, I'm done."
There's nothing to do. It's 4 maps, really like isn't. 3 game modes, and it's like I can't even like grind all the gun. Like, it's not worth grinding.
Yeah, no.
The engine feels fine, I guess. I don't know. It's not bad. It's not good. It's its own little thing. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it is. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't think I like it, but I don't hate it. So
yeah,
I think it'll be fine.
I think I'm in the same zone. I felt like I'm so used to Cold War systems now, and I'm like, I feel like I'm dying so fast and so often. It just feels kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But also, I'm like, once I adapt, it might be better.
Yeah.
Who knows? It also feels janky. Am I weird for thinking that?
No, it absolutely does. Yeah.
The controls and how your character moves. One thing that I really dislike is the time it takes to reach the second sprint where you hold your gun up.
Yeah, the tac sprint.
In Modern Warfare, it was like you could go from stopped to tac sprint.
Yeah.
Immediately, and it made it almost like a tech. Like, it became like you could like do a double tap real quick and do it, and then you could like double tap, pull it back, and like slide and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're turning it into Battlefield. They want it to play like Battlefield, where like you have to do shit really. Like, Battlefield is a game where like it makes sense for animations to take time and shit, because it's like going for a different tone. It's not a competitive game. It's like a for fun game. But Call of Duty has like a competitive nature, and it's also way more arcadey. So it's like, why are you doing that? That's like putting, the sun glare. Yes, the sun glare is so powerful on that one map. I forgot what map it is. The house on top of the mountain, which is like
Eagle's
2 of them.
Nest.
If you're spawning on the side that has like that grate right at the front, and
Mm,
you look up, it's just fucking, it's like a flashbang in the sky. You're like, what the fuck?
yeah,
Real life is not that bright. I've looked at the sun before. That's not real. I don't know what you guys are doing. I don't know what's going on, but that's not real. So I don't
yeah.
know.
No, it definitely feels like they're forgetting the fact that Call of Duty became popular because it was a sort of brain dead arcade shooter that
Yeah.
didn't require all that extra nonsense, and it feels like they're getting so far away from that that it's losing all feelings of being like Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
Which is unfortunate. Yeah, time to kill's faster. Me, I don't really like that as much. I like the Treyarch's slower time to kill, or longer time to kill or whatever. But I can adapt. I've played every Call of Duty at length at some times, so it'll be fine. I think it could be fun, but I think there's a lot of things that need to be fixed. Spawns, lighting issues, the glare. I'm very thankful that from what it sounds like, it's in a competitive sense, they're going to turn off like destroyable maps, like the walls and shit.
That would
Uh,
make it so much more tolerable.
yeah,
The maps get
absolutely.
so open like a minute in, and you're like, there's no cover now.
I can
Everything's
already
shoot throwable.
I can already tell once they drop the ranked playlist or their version of League Play, whatever they do,
Hmm.
I'm probably gonna play that more than I play just pubs.
The only way I'd ever play pubs if I decide game launch and there's no league play because their last game it wasn't out at launch. I don't think there even was one for Modern Warfare. Uh, so then and then if somehow I decide this is a game I want a camo grind in and there's a gun that's
Mhm.
banned, it's the only way I'm gonna jump into
Yeah,
pubs because
absolutely.
league play is gonna be so optimized because that game I can tell dumb shit like ammo mods that make your gun shoot more powerful or like explosive bullets. Dumb shit everyone's gonna get pissed off at. All of it's gonna be banned in League Play. So it's literally just gonna be all the shitty stuff, all the fat trimmed away is League Play.
Hmm.
And it's like gonna
Yeah.
be so much better. So that's
Yep.
probably what I'll do too.
And zombies, of course. That'll be good.
Yeah, if it's there's actually speaking of zombies and just the game in general, there was a huge leak. We pretty much know everything. uh,
Every,
so I don't know how much you want to know. I'm sure you
all of
don't
it.
really give a shit. I don't know
I
all
don't.
of it. I don't know all the fucking lore, right?
Okay.
Not the actual lore. Like I don't know all the leak stuff. I think there was like they leaked all the names of all the campaign missions, which who gives a shit. There
I
was a
saw
very
that.
small amount though, but they said it's a quality not quantity thing because if you play I don't know if you've ever played the Cold War campaign was really
I did
good, but it
not.
was really short too. So
Okay.
I think it's a trend they're going for because I mean the campaigns are never the main focus. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but it was really good. So I'm hoping this one's going to be good too. I guarantee it because it just looks cool, and the Modern
Mhm.
Warfare campaign was good. So, um, then like multiplayer maps are all leaked. There's a fuck ton of them at launch. Uh, there's a lot. And then four of them are those Champion Hill ones. We already have
Yeah,
them. So
there were like there's 20 total, right? 16 like normal ones and then the four Champion Hill ones.
yes,
I
I believe so.
I thought that's what I saw for launch. And some of them are throwback maps. Dome and Castle were both announced
Shipment.
already. Shipment
Shipments
coming?
announced, I think,
Okay.
and one of them's
Uh,
a World War II map.
Okay. Yeah, and then yeah, London Docks is I think the World War II map that's returning.
Shipment wasn't announced; it was in the leak. If these
Oh
leaks are
yeah.
real, it's by a very credible person who's like never been wrong, and it's
Sure, yeah.
like the entire game. And I think it came from like data mining the beta, but I'm not sure. But some zombies leaks. So apparently, the working name, whether it's the final one or the working one, we don't know. But it's assumed to be the working one because it just seems very working name.
Yeah.
Is War of the Dead, and they
Okay.
think it is a. So there's two maps or experiences related to zombies: War of the Dead and ZOD, which is Zombies on Disc, which implies it's on the game. So
Okay.
either War of the Dead is the first round based map that we're not going to get yet, because there's a rumor that we're not going to get the round-based map at launch because they're still working on it because they've been fucking slammed. Dude,
Yeah.
imagine being Treyarch developer right now, bro. Ugh.
They still have another season of Cold War.
Yeah, that's multiplayer, right? Because the only
I,
thing Treyarch's doing, no,
I
the zombies is done.
Zombies is done.
After the next map's coming in like 2 weeks. After that map, done. They're done with Outbreak too. They said Outbreak is complete.
I knew we were getting one more map. I just didn't know if it was complete or not yet.
They starting to tease it. So
Okay.
they're like images. It's if, as I said, I don't know if you played the campaign.
I did not.
In the mission, there's this it's in Ukraine is what we know, and then there's this big fucking like scary, you know, like a Russian building. I don't know what it is. It's like it's from the mission Red Light Green Light, and it's like a Soviet training facility also / prison or something. It's a scary building, right? But not like gross scary, like the machine scary, like it's Big Brother. But
gotcha.
yeah, like Soviet era spooks.
Yeah.
With like American simulation time for the Spetsnaz to train in with like I am capitalist, here's burger, like that kind of shit, which is funny, but like if that won't be in the zombies map, but they're gonna use that layout because they did that with Firebase Z and Mowers. They take campaign maps and missions and they kind of alter them.
Gotcha.
So it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be pretty cool, like aesthetic wise, like Mauer was.
Yeah.
I hope it plays as good or better as Mauer, but it has been announced and they are going to be done. There's no season 2 for zombies. Multiplayer, they'll just do what Modern Warfare's been doing, which is little shit sprinkled every once in a bit. But
I've fully given up on the multiplayer camo grind for Cold War, but I still might do the zombies camo grind like just over years, because like even now in 2021, I'm still going back and playing like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 zombies. So
yeah,
I could still see myself doing the zombies camo grind at some point.
one thing I liked about Cold War is that some people don't agree with me on this, but I think in my opinion, I think it's pretty accurate in my eyes. I think Cold War, while it doesn't have like the lore behind it that kind of props it up with everything else, I think structurally it's a pretty good zombies game. The mechanics and the maps there's no bad maps in Cold War. Like even D Machine is like the weakest map. A lot of people think Firebase is the weakest map. A lot of people hate Firebase. They think it's really generic. I'm with you. I think the map order literally goes launch Firebase. Like I think it's as they released.
Yeah.
But people think different. But no one, literally, I haven't met a single person who goes, yeah, the map's bad. I've not seen someone who goes, there's a bad map in Cold War. There's mediocre and like good maps, I guess. But
yeah, D Machine is like it feels almost like a throwaway map for me, but it's not a bad map. I can still play it and be fine.
Yeah, and I think it's just good.
I do have a couple issues with it. First of all, there's a couple small things that I don't really like. Like the point system, how it's only like after they die you get the full points for the kill. I wish they would bring back the point, like 10 points per hit thing. I don't like how the Wonder Fizz machine is not the Wonder Fizz machine.
Oh, it looks different?
And like, no, the original Wonder Fizz of like get a random perk.
Oh, I never cared, but
I liked that because I just thought it was a really cool and interesting. Like it's cheaper, but you don't know what you're gonna get, and also what's it called? Shit, what am I trying to say? You could do like random perk sort of challenges where you get like the old school maps of like get 4 random perks, and those are the perks you are stuck with. And also, I feel like it's kind of ruined in-place perk machines because you never go to those perks anymore. You just go to the Wonder Fizz, stock up on whatever perks you need.
Depending on the map, but yeah. Like in Firebase, if I'm in Firebase, I don't go to the location of the perks because I just go to the pack machine, while I'm there, get some perks. Like Firebase, its layout just favors the Wonder Fizz. In
Mhm.
D Machine, the way it's separated, like things are kind of isolated from each other, like the basement area, the top area. Sometimes it's like, oh, I don't want to get. It's just easier to grab what's down there while you're there.
Well, also
Um,
you have to activate the Wonder Fizz in D Machine by going to the Aether Zone. So
you have to go to the Aether Zone.
yeah, but you don't have to activate the Wonder Fizz machine. You have to kind of go out of your way to go activate it.
I don't know how to activate it. It just turns on eventually for me.
Oh,
D Machine's the one map I just go buy the perks at the machines.
yeah,
And then once I see the thing pop up, I get the ones that are on the map. That's
if
what I
you
do.
go to the Aether Zone, you can activate Wonder Fizz from there, and then once you activate it from there, it will become activatable in the overworld. But yeah, like I guess it's part of just I don't have that personal. I don't have that because I don't play D Machine that much. But on
Me
Mauer
neither,
and
but
Firebase, I the only perk I ever buy from the machine on either of those maps is I'll get Jug when I turn on the Jug machine or Jug reactor,
mhm.
and then after that, it's always just go to the Wonder Fizz machine.
Yeah, I I haven't thought about that really.
Hmm.
So I guess it really hasn't been a problem for me. When when I was really playing, like, so when I played zombies initially, when I was like first discovered zombies, it was like BO2,
Hmm.
and then, well, BO1, but I was young at that time and I don't want to play alone, I'm scared.
Yeah,
uh, so I didn't play too often unless I'm at a friend's house. Of course, we played Kino.
cool,
No
cool.
DLC. I didn't even own them. Just Kino. That's all I needed.
Mm.
And then
And 5.
I never played fucking five. I was like fucking 12. You think I played five? I'd die on round five and go, this sucks.
Yeah,
uh,
I get you.
and then BO2 is when I like really started like playing zombies. I was like into zombies in BO2, but I never had the money to get all the DLC. So I had all the DLC up until Mob. I
Hmm.
didn't have Buried or Origins,
Hmm.
which are like the best ones on all the map or on the game. Besides
They're they're quite
the
possibly the
three
two best maps of all
the
time.
the three maps that are like the only thing keeping BO2 zombies from being shit is Mob, Buried, and Origins, which are like the three best. I had one of them, so I was like, oh my god, this is the zombies I need, because I was playing fucking Transit and Die Rise, and I'm like,
Yeah, I get.
Die Rise became my new five, where I was like, I don't want to fucking play that. Why did I buy this? This is
Yeah,
terrible. This is
yeah.
ass. Um,
Terrible, god awful.
and then I played a fuck ton of Mob. And then I kind of fell off zombies. I played BO3. I barely played Shadows because I was used to like Black Ops 1,
Hmm.
BO2, didn't do Easter eggs, didn't do all that special shit. And I'm like, where the fuck's the pack? What do you mean I have to like do rituals? What's BU? I'm turning into a monster? What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I didn't get it. I didn't grind it. I was too small to understand that things better if you like work at it. So I just stopped playing. And then I
Hmm.
didn't touch zombies again for like ever. Until like Exo Zombies or whatever the fuck. Like, which, not gonna lie, I kinda liked Exo Zombies. But
It in AW or IW,
the Exos, the one where they jumped.
but IW and AW both had exo
Which one
zombies, I
is
think.
which? The one where you your grenades or you shoot them.
Uh, you glitched out for me, so I had no
The
idea what
ones
you
where
were.
you shoot your grenades from your wrist and they're balls.
AW, okay.
Okay, that's Advanced Warfare? I get Advanced
Advanced
and Infinite mixed up.
Infinite, I think, is the zombies in Spaceland or whatever.
I never played that. I mean, I
Yeah,
have at a friend's place, and I played 5 minutes and got bored and stopped, and we started talking. But
yeah.
uh, yeah, I liked Exos, but and then Cold War came out, and I was like, zombies. So
Yeah,
I missed out on like the Wonder Fizz, so I never like used it or cared enough to use it. So
we have an idea since we're talking so much about zombies. I'll just throw it out there. Um, we have an idea for some potential content that
that'd be a
uh
fucking nightmare to
it
do.
it would be it would be a nightmare to do, but it might be funny and interesting if people are interested at all. I'll just throw it out there for the fans. We have the idea to do round 50 on every single zombies map. That's Black Ops 1, World at War, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, Black Ops 5. We were talking about maybe doing World War II zombies, Exo zombies in AW, the zombies in Spaceland stuff in IW if there's enough interest in it.
I don't have the heart. I don't know if I have the heart to buy like the shitty zombies modes just to play them once.
If the fans demanded it, you would.
Yeah, in that hypothetical scenario. Would anyone? I really want to see this person play Infinite Warfare Zombies. Let me see some Raven the Redwood gameplay, boys.
You know for a fact people would love watching us do it, if only to watch us suffer.
Oh my god, maybe.
Anyway, that's an idea we were having, just throwing it around, because I own all the Treyarch games and all the DLC for them.
I don't.
And you don't. You own all the Treyarch games, don't you? Or do you?
No.
You don't have Black Ops.
I own BO2, BO3, BO4, BO Cold War.
You have World at
But
War
I
as well.
don't have all the. I do have World at War. I don't have Black Ops 1, and I don't have all the DLC for all those games.
Yeah,
except
you have
Cold War, of course.
Yeah.
And World at War because it's free.
Yeah, you have, but you have all the games, and you have some DLC for a lot of them. At least DLC. You have some DLC for Black Ops 2, right? Die Rise, maybe.
I have no. Sorry. I have Mob and Origins. Only those.
Anyway, the point I was trying to make is we play a lot of zombies for fun.
Transit.
Transit isn't as bad as.
Yeah, it is. Try to getting around 50 without packing.
You can pack in.
You can, but it's a fucking nightmare.
Packing in Transit with 2 players is the easiest shit in the world.
No, it's not. It's stupidly complicated.
No, when we go, I'll just stay at the power station.
Let's do the power thing and set my little thing on the thing on the wall, and it'll open up the door.
No,
go in it back. No, it's the stupidest shit. Why can't I just keep it open?
I agree that it's it stays open once you go there.
Once I get in.
Yeah, once one of us leaves. But the thing is, the end of the pack tunnel might be the camping spot for the entire thing.
It might be. If you want to camp.
It's really long, and we can like set up the traps and shit. And
you can. Whatever. There's 2 strats for high round on Transit. Well, there's a bunch, but those involve the jet gun, and I'm not fucking with that. No. There's 2 rounds or 2 strats: camping in the pack room and training in town. Those are the 2 strategies that are like viable. One of them has escape routes and one of them doesn't. So it's spooky.
I'll raise you one, and I'll claim it for myself since you didn't include it.
Oh yes, the bus stop.
Diner's not a bad place to train.
I forgot I've played literally probably 30 to 40 total games of Transit my whole life. So I do not know.
Diner's not a good place to train, but if you got the schmovement like I do, it's not terrible.
So yeah, but it's the schmovement with the janky SBO2 zombies engine.
That's all right though, because I think they attack slower.
But they can one hit you. Like pre-jug, you can get one hit so easily.
Yeah, but not if you have jug.
Yeah, then you get 2 hit. There's dude. Yeah, it's BO2's engine is so fucking scuffed.
It's not going to be that bad. It's not going to be as bad as you think it's going to be.
There's a few maps that they're going to be bad, like Die Rise. Apparently, Die Rise's high rounds are easy. I've never done it. I can't stand playing on that shithole of a map.
If you the final room, there's as you're doing your circuit around the map, basically. The final room you go to, which is the camping room, it's the epitome of
that little red room, right?
Red room.
Yeah, I've been there.
There's one little corner you can stay on. They have to go up a pillar to get to you, or there's a barrier at the end of the little hallway on top where you're standing. One person can get to round 50 plus just sitting there and shooting them as they climb up the pillar.
Isn't that right by the AN-94 wall by?
Yes, but I don't think you can get to it. So.
Well, in between rounds.
Yeah.
You can buy ammo. That can be your wall gun.
Liquefier just makes it so fucking easy. It's the most broken wonder weapon it probably in the
Because
entire
it's like,
history.
it's essentially just the Wonder Waff. Only it
Yeah,
does the slipping thing that no one uses. They just shoot the horde and watch them all explode.
yeah.
But it's not going to be hard. It's going to be. I just hate die rise. I don't want to be in die rise.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's
No,
who?
I fully get you with that,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it'll be easy and it'll be one where we can sit there and talk shit on each other while one of us just does circles in the bottom for a little bit, and then the other one shoots the slickle fire down into it.
The easiest ones is going to be BO1 for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Probably.
Kino, cheese. The only ones for
Kino,
hard's 5.
easy.
Kino, cheese.
5 will be
Ascension,
fucking-
really fucking cheese. um,
Yep.
Call of the Dead. I don't know any train spots, but I know that there's some really good like spots you can sit and get away from them.
Sorry. In what? Call of Dead?
Call of the Dead, yeah.
Honestly, Call of Dead might be the hardest for me because it's the one map in all of Zombies that I've played the least.
I have not played Shangri-La ever in my entire life.
You've never played
I
Shangri-La?
own Shangri-La and I haven't played Shangri-La. I have it on BO3. I have not played it once.
Shangri-La might be the hardest, actually.
Shangri-La I know is hard as shit. I've never played it.
Shangri-La has 0 training spots. It's Verrucked. It's even worse than Verrucked.
Oh god, Verrucked. I forgot about that. How the fuck are we gonna do that?
No. Verrucked is easy because there's two main strategies to Verrucked. One is you can camp in when you go up for the MP40 wall by where double tap is?
Yes.
Camping at the end of that hallway is so fucking easy. One person stands on the
Oh,
barricade.
that doorway? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
The other strategy, which I don't know how we'll implement because it's easy on one player, it's probably harder on two, is do you know the Thompson room? The mule kick room?
Yes, training in there. Yeah.
You can train in the mule kick room.
That's what I do when I play it solo.
Yeah, me too.
Is I train there. But I'm assuming this is World at War, so we have no mule kicks, so it's just the Thompson room.
Yeah, on World at War, but
we're only gonna play. I'm not repeating.
Yes, you are.
That's not just. It's not completionist. That's just stupid.
We have to do every map, every single map, every iteration of every map.
But it's literally World at War, and I'm not even gonna buy mule kick, so I'll be having the exact same experience twice. It'll be copy and pasted.
Different. We'll switch up the strategies.
Oh my god.
One will camp, one we won't.
I think including repeats, there's like 60 to 70 maps. No. That's a number including something else. No, there's probably like 30, 40 maps, not including repeats. Or no, including repeats. Not including repeats, like 30 maps total.
Yeah, that's not that much. We got it.
It's so, oh my god. Because it's like, it takes forever to get to 50. Especially on the older games. Because you can't speed up. Dude, Cold War's gonna go by so fucking fast because of the new Rampage Inducer. fucking.
We include that?
What?
I don't know if we should include that.
Why not? It makes it harder. The first 20 rounds are hard as shit.
But it's not like vanilla. I don't know. Well, that's something we'll decide on.
It's vanilla Cold War. It's not like modded.
Well, yeah, that's true.
It's vanilla. It comes in the game. Do we do Outbreak? Does Outbreak count? People count Outbreak as a map. It's counted as a DLC 2 map. Or yeah.
But the scaling is so different that I think 50 would be.
You could probably do.
Impossible?
It takes fucking forever, and once you reach a certain point, it's not that hard anymore. We could do it, but since it takes so fucking, it's not like normal rounds. It takes longer. We could lower it to like 20.
Yeah,
like 15.
I don't know. Well, once again, that's something we'll have to decide once we get closer to it.
That's like the end of the road shit. We'll have to include Vanguard because that's Treyarch and it's in the continuity. Yep. And by the time we get to that point, if we start soon or later, it'll be out or coming out. So
yeah,
that's gonna be a night. Oh my god, Vanguard Zombies is a whole nother fucking can of worms. Oh god, it's gonna be a nightmare. Good lord.
It's a lot. Jesus
fucking
fuck.
A lot.
It's gonna be good though. It'll be good content.
Yeah. I love zombies. I don't know if that's like come across. I don't know if you could tell by the fact that we've talked about it for like.
Wait, you like zombies?
You like zombies? What? Cringe.
We've talked about zombies in probably every single episode of the podcast.
Like
At
COD
least.
zombies, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We brought it up. I COD zombies is like a huge part of my childhood. So
Yeah.
I like I was a weirdo who was like, "What are you watching at lunch?" And I have my phone out with headphones, and I'm watching this guy get to around 115 on Kino, and I'm like, "Dude, it's
Yep.
insane!" And he's like, they look over and they're like, "What are you doing? What are you?" Talk to the rest of the group. What are you doing? I'm like, you don't get it. This is crazy.
I was the exact same way, bud. We are two peas of pod in that regard.
Such
Absolutely my childhood.
a good, yeah, great, great games. But
Just zombie games in general. I'm like Left 4 Dead, Dead Island, shit like that.
I think it's less of zombies and just more of horde shooters.
Horde shooters are good.
Horde shooters are fun because they're hyper casual. It's
Yeah.
like just have fun with the bros, have fun with the buddies, and play and
Yeah.
shoot the monsters. It's like there's no sweating. I mean, there's sweating, but not like competitive sweating. Like, oh, I'm gonna die
Yeah.
sweating. Like, it's like fun challenge, not get better challenge.
Yeah.
It's just like purest. It's like that's why it's like the best. It's a good stress relief mode, so it fits so well in Call of Duty. Because the rest of the game is ultra sweater.
Yeah, and it's like the perfect like. I want to play the game, but I don't want to like try or like I don't want to like focus. I just want to fuck around. You
Yeah.
can just load up zombies and just be brain dead, just like doing circles, fucking, and just have some fun. Not have to worry about anything.
One thing I really like about Cold War is you earn things for playing zombies.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, even Black Ops 3, you don't really get anything. You just
Yeah,
bragging rights for the 3 people who care. It's like I'm getting to high rounds. Left. I died at round 57. Fucking great, I guess. That was
cool. That's dope.
You've gained nothing. I mean, your little zombies rank went up, and you get more gobble gums. Yay! It's like, who gives a shit? Like at the end of the day,
There's a camo grind to zombies in Black Ops 3, but it's 4 camos
yeah, it's not cool.
per gun. It's
Yeah, Cold War. I think I like Cold War's camo system for zombies is the best, and they should just copy and paste that to the next ones because you can have a tedious camo grind in zombies because zombies is a tedious mode. It allows for that. Oh yes, 75 elite kills with grenades or special zombies, or that's what they call elites. It's like they would be like Nova crawlers or whatever the fuck. But you throw your grenades. You can have a dumbass challenge like that, and no one's gonna fucking complain because you'll get that just for playing, and you earn things, and it's fun. I liked working up the perks. I liked that. I liked that aspect. I liked ranking up your weapons. Like my knife is now like I can one knife kill up and around like 15. And it's like, I can do that, and it's just a bunch of cool shit. Like I liked progression.
When I was doing the one of the weapon unlock challenges for I want to say it would have been maybe the nail gun. The challenge to unlock it in zombies was like 50 elite kills with special weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, holy fuck, this is gonna take me so fucking long.
It takes you one game of Mauer.
It took me one game of Firebase Z.
Firebase Z.
I did it before Mauer came out, but once you get to the higher rounds, you get like 3+ mimics and 3+ maulers or whatever every single round. So
the best map for elite kills is Firebase because there's a lot of them and they're easy to kill.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just free points.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, zombies is fun. We've talked about it for almost the entire episode.
Yeah. I keep going back to it because I start trying to think about other things and I'm like, Jesus fuck, my life is so boring. I have nothing to talk about. I watched the Fear Street movies, finished those.
Yeah.
I was gonna talk about them on length. Like
you fucking messaged me and you're like, I'm going to talk about these because I have stuff
Yeah.
to say, and you
Yeah.
have not brought them up once.
I know. I meant to, but I haven't yet. Let me, because when I said that, it was right after finishing them, um, and then now I'm like, shit. So basically, it's it was weird. It was a weird process watching them because when the format that they were released in was like, okay, they're three movies, but they were released like one right after another. I don't really know how this is gonna work, and during it I was like, these are the most overrated. Like, why is this popular? Why do people like these? Because the first one is dog shit. For the first hour of that movie, it is horrible. It is a bad movie.
I can't remember, but I'm sure you're right
It
because
is slow and boring and plotting. It is like I couldn't finish it when I first sat down to watch it. I got an hour in and I paused it and went to bed because I would rather sleep than watch it.
Mhm.
Um, it's just it was tons of like pointless melodrama between characters. No one in that first movie is likable at all. Every single one of them,
No,
every single one, I was like, can you just like die already? I'm so sick and tired of you. And then when I went back the next day and started watching it, I won't spoil any because I don't know who wants to watch it. I don't imagine everybody watching has seen it because it's a relatively niche sort of thing. Um, but there's a kill in the first one.
is it the fucking cake?
Yes.
I knew it. I
Yeah.
knew you were gonna fucking love that. I knew you were gonna love that
I
shit. When I watched it, I was like, "Oh my god, that's fucking grody."
Oh my god, I loved it so much. I loved it
Oh
so
yeah,
much. The gore was so good. It was so surprising. I was like, there's no way they killed
that's
this
the
character here.
only kill in that movie like that too.
Yeah.
The other ones are like so standard. Like you would
Yeah.
like see that on the news, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
this lady just got bad. She got it bad, man.
there's some knife stabs and there's one like there's one axe kill that's kind of decent. But nothing like that. And that got me, and I was like, "Holy shit, this series could be great. Give me more of that." And then the second one was it was the Friday the 13th cabin type one, camp, and
Yeah, it's the one that takes place in like the 70s, right?
yeah, yeah, that one was really good. Um, really, really good. I enjoyed that one a lot. It felt like a refined version of old school 80s slashers, which is great. It felt like Friday the 13th if Friday the 13th was made for the first time in 2021.
It was
Um,
weird. They were just killing children in that movie. A
they
lot
were.
of small children being murdered. They didn't show it, but it was like off screen, or you'd see like the aftermath. But you never
Yeah.
saw like the process, or if it did, it was like he's a small kid, but he looks kind of older, so then they'll kind of show it. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they'll be like, oh yeah, like they won't. There's someone's gonna step in and then get killed in their way, and the other ones will escape, right? No, no, no. They killed the small children in this movie, and I'm like,
Yep.
that's like it makes sense for like the setting, but in the old in the Friday the 13th movies and what kind of started the camp genre,
Yeah, yeah.
it was always the counselors being killed,
Yeah.
and I think it was because they were like, let's not like kill kids in movies.
Yeah,
They're like, fuck it, bro.
yeah, there's a that's a rule of Jason Voorhees. I forget in what part it is. Maybe I'll say maybe part six. Maybe part six, where Jason like comes into the camp while there's children like sleeping in their bed. He like goes up to one, he's like hovering over them, and then he doesn't kill them and he doesn't kill kids throughout the rest of it. And yeah, Fear Street did not hold back one bit on that. Um, part three, which is 1666.
Quite the time skip.
I totally thought like I was gonna hate that one because I was like, how are they gonna connect this and make it still feel important and like the same series? And I think they executed it fucking perfectly. There's a lot of good acting in it. in the whole trilogy, but part three really tied everything together and made it feel it's definitely one of the series where like the whole feels very much better than any singular iteration.
Hmm.
Very different than any series you really get in the horror franchise. Friday the 13th and Halloween's and Nightmare on Elm Streets, where it's like there's some good ones, there's some shitty ones, and none of it's really super tied together. Fear Street felt more like a mini series than it did an actual like film trilogy,
Yeah.
and I think that worked really well for it, because it felt it's you have to go into it not like I did, where you were like, okay, here's a film, a horror film, and then its sequel, and then its sequel.
Yeah.
Um, you have to, if to really appreciate, you have to go into it thinking like, okay, here's 6 hours worth of like a TV show,
It's
basically.
like this is since this is on like Netflix, so
Mm,
it's only streamed, right? But it's one of those things where it's like it can only work in that format because imagine like movie 1 comes out and then like fucking 6 months later movie 2 comes out and it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
those are so closely connected and it's
yeah.
like that would be so fucking stupid and it would be terrible and no one would like it and they would get shitty ratings. It would never work.
It's one of the things that I think the pandemic actually helped with, because the
Yes.
initial plan was to release them over the span of 1 year,
That'd be
right?
it wouldn't work.
Yeah, that would not work. But just releasing them back to back weekly, people who watched it at the time could watch it like a weekly TV show, basically,
Yeah.
just a long version of a weekly TV show. And thinking about it that way made it a whole lot better. It had a satisfying ending. Like that's
Yeah.
so weird to get for a horror series, but B like Netflix
Hmm.
shows or TV or movies that get built for streaming services are always just dog shit typically.
Usually.
Not satisfying, but this one was a very very satisfying ending. Good gore throughout some of the kills. Um, Not so good gore on some of the other ones because they did use a fair bit of CGI, for like
Yeah.
blood splatters and shit, and I'm just I hate CGI, but good, just really good in general. And I think it was a very perhaps important series because I feel like it was very much catered towards the elder teenage group of viewers, because it had young actors portraying teenagers, and it had a little bit of darkness and grittiness, lots of curse words, lots of themes that I think older teens can really get into, and I think that's very good because cynical horror fans and older horror fans are going to be fans of the genre no matter what because they're already so ingrained with it, and series like this can help the horror genre expand into the burgeoning teenage audience, the people who are starting to get a little older and want to watch something a little more edgy, and so they can turn to horror and they can turn to Fear Street, and that can be a good intro series into the rest of the horror genre, which is
I
awesome.
when I was watching it,
Mhm.
I've horror movies don't scare me. I've never been like, you know, I don't even get nervous really because it's like it's a movie.
Yeah,
It's not gonna hurt me, right? It's a fucking video on a screen.
yeah, yeah.
It's like books. I cannot get scared by a book. I can't.
Hmm.
It's just not gonna work. I can live. I can imagine those worlds though, really detailed. It's just I know it's not there and damaging me. But I wasn't scared during Fear Street, not once. So in my eyes, horror is more of an aesthetic than like a genre because like
Sure.
I don't get the horror feel like besides like the tone, right? I don't get like scared. I don't get nervous. But
Hmm.
like the aesthetic I got, and it was very good with the aesthetic, I think.
Hmm.
Um, I can't. It felt like I noticed every movie had like clear inspiration in that series. Like the first
Yeah.
one was like Stranger Things esque, like
Yep.
group of kids go on a zany adventure with weird things, and then there's at the end there's a gory kill. It's like tonally different from the rest. I don't know if they were going for that, but I mean, it was cool. um,
It was cool. I loved
so
it.
that the first was like almost like Stranger Things. The second one was like Friday the 13th, like camp counselor horror, like classic
Hmm.
slasher, like axe murderer, And then the
Hmm.
last one was like Salem witch trials, burning at the stake religion, and all this like crazy like biblical horror. And it's like
Yeah,
this
yeah,
different. It was almost like going back into like modern scary stuff, like old to the young people now
yeah, yeah.
horror stuff, and then like classical like biblical horror, like devil, Satan, like it's like going back. The trend of horror was going back with the movie's time frame, so it was like this
Yeah.
cool. I noticed, I was like, oh, that's like they're doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
Because it was very different. Because you can argue like Stranger Things is somewhat horror in a lot of aspects, so
Hmm.
they were clearly taking inspiration from that.
Season 1 at least. The
Yes,
rest of the
yes.
seasons.
Yeah,
Anywhere
like the
close. But
mystery
yeah.
of the first one, but
Yeah, the mystery and the sort of mild body horror associated with the monsters in Stranger Things. Season
monster.
1 was good. Season 1 was good of Stranger Things. Every season after that, I stopped
I
watching.
wholeheartedly think they should not make anymore, but they're
I
gonna.
I
They already announced
they're
they are.
gonna because it makes money.
They should have
Um,
stopped at one. I think left it at that cliffhanger of him like fucking choking the slug up.
yes, I
Left it
absolutely
there.
agree.
I think that would have
I
been great.
absolutely agree. Yeah.
But the second one wasn't as bad, or wasn't bad or anything. But the third was like, come on, guys, come on.
Mhm.
We don't need.
Yeah.
It was good. I mean, it was well produced. It was entertaining. The story was good, but it was unnecessary. I felt it was not necessary. So I was like,
Yeah.
not entertaining. But
Yeah. So there's my Fear Street rant. We got that taken care of. What else is on the docket? Let me check my
I like
sheets.
you use the
Oh,
word rant like it's negative. Most of
yeah.
it, most of it was positive. It's more like a lecture or
I
TED
yeah.
talk.
Here's my TED talk on Fear Street. Cons, first one was slow and boring. Pros, literally everything else.
Yeah, and only
Every
like the
other
first
every other thing.
2/3 of the first one.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, it was good.
Hmm.
Uh I'm getting Spooktober's coming up.
Oh man, this is a
Mm,
spooky episode. This could be the spook episode. We talked
It's
about
a spook
zombies.
episode.
We talked about horror movies. Yeah, spooky episode. Is that
Spooky.
your favorite month, or just
October,
favorite
absolutely.
season? I guess is. I don't really care about like, the month name. I don't.
I like
October. Give a shit, but fall
uh,
is my shit.
yeah, fall's good. It's not my favorite season. I like winter a little more because I love the cold and I like snow. I think it looks pretty when it's on the ground. Um, but I do love October. It has the two best holidays of the year. Um, Halloween, of course, the best
Yes.
holiday, and one notch below that, my birthday. Uh,
I like
yeah,
Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's pretty cool. I gotta put that on the line. I like eating the turkey and watching the football game.
I I hate Thanksgiving because I've only have bad memories.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
you've told on this on the show before. I don't know if you said it on the podcast
yeah,
or not.
I did. We did mention
If
it
it
in
was
our
post
on our ooh icky video.
podcast, but it was you get sick on them. So for
I
me,
did,
Thanksgiving's great. I have nothing but good memories
yeah,
because we just it's literally this is the day of the year where we eat a lot and watch football. So it's
yeah.
like
No,
great. Why wouldn't I like it?
that's every Sunday in my house during football season, or this
uh,
house I'm currently living in, not my old house.
for me,
Um,
Sundays here is I have it on my computer screen and I'm in my
mhm,
pajamas all day
mhm.
doing nothing and feeling like a slob. So I can't say I enjoy that day too much.
And editing great content for YouTube viewers these days.
Yeah, yeah. Only the main line on there on Sundays. But
True,
yeah,
true.
and that takes
Yeah.
like an hour, 2 hours, so it's not long.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think what you're saying is we got to start making more content to give you more stuff to do.
no, no.
No.
One thing I noticed with the way we're doing things, just a little self annotation, right?
Hell yeah.
We, this weekend is an example of why weekly content is hard.
Hmm.
Fucking any little thing just throws a wrench in it, and I feel like I felt so bad when we couldn't get a podcast episode out. I didn't really care about Versus because we have one episode of that out, and it's not really established yet. It's kind of like random shit.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, I was like, fuck, we're gonna be really fucking late. Oh, I felt bad because we were just doing so well. But as long as we get back onto it next Saturday, we should be fine.
Yeah.
But that's the Achilles heel for weekly content.
And I don't ever want to become. I don't ever want to do the podcast where we like record in bulk. Because
We can't really do that the way we do ours. So.
yeah, ours is too predicated on like what's happening in our lives at that individual moment, and also I just feel it's like mildly ingenuine.
The only reason you do that is if you're in a space for a limited amount of time, and you like are doing like guests each time. So like
Yeah,
today we
yeah.
have on this person, tomorrow we have this person. We film these back to back for 5 days, release them weekly, and it's like a guest this week, a guest that week, and it's like special because we're like, what, I don't know if you watch it, or I don't know what your knowledge of the podcast space is right now, but there's a podcast called Chuckle Sandwich, which is like a bunch of like, I think they're they're YouTubers. It's Jay Schlatt and two other ones, and they just talk about random bullshit, usually like this, like shit that's happened. They're way more involved and interesting because of their like profession. They have a lot of interesting shit to talk about. Less, it's they're more experienced. So we'll don't worry, we're on our
We'll
way.
get there. We'll get there.
I'm
We're
looking.
well on our
I'm looking for inspiration. But they did this thing where they went in person. They're usually like this on Discord or wherever the fuck. And but they did this like week of content where they were on a set with like LED signs that said Chuckle Sandwich. It was super cool. They were on these two couches with mics, and I think they were on. I didn't watch it. I just knew they existed. And each one was a new guest because they were in LA. They all met up in LA, and they just had guests of other creators and stuff. It's like that's when it's perfectly fine, I think, to mass record because you have a limited amount of time, and that's why you're there. If you're going to a location for that purpose and you're recording a bunch of stuff, like that's why I said if I were to drive up to your place for like a weekend, there ought to be a purpose other than obviously hanging out. But content wise, if content isn't affected in any way, it's like I feel like I've wasted the content possibility. Like if we recorded a single podcast episode and I'm there for like 3 days, it's like, what else could we fucking doing? Like, perfect time to do like, I don't know, whatever the fuck. So it's a versus, but not a video game. Fucking football, 1-on-1.
Yo, actually though, that's like, not necessarily football.
I know, but like in-person versus.
In-person versus, we absolutely have to do
That
that.
would be sick.
That would be so good. Holy
would.
shit.
Oh, that'd be great.
So I'll give a couple free shout outs. Put the viewers on to some of the shit that I like. Maybe they would like it too. I only watched 3 podcasts, not including what I watch of this podcast back after the fact. So I watched the Deadmeat Podcast. We already shouted out Deadmeat a couple episodes ago.
I love their YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the hosts of Deadmeat, The Kill Count, the main thing, James A. Janice and his girlfriend. They put on a great horror podcast where they talk about all sorts of stuff. They've done rankings video, like hour-long ranking videos. They've done a lot of behind-the-scenes talks or just reviewing new movies, do a bunch of stuff. I used to listen to, it's a podcast called Lore. It's by Aaron Mahnke, and he will introduce a horror type element, like vampires, haunted houses, zombies, some shit like that, and then he will tie it back to its history. He'll talk about that, and then he will tie it to a psychological nature. Like, why would these stories have come up? What about the human consciousness would have developed this? So that's pretty good if you're interested in like horror, but also just like folk tales and stuff like that. And then I also watch one that I listen to it. I listen to it while I'm at work because work is so monotonous. Where I work in a fucking warehouse, and it's so monotonous, like just checking in packages, putting shit away. And I listen to the No Sleep podcast. I don't know if you're familiar with
I've
it
heard of the No Sleep Pod. I don't know what it
or,
is. I've heard the
or
name.
so there's a Reddit page called the No Sleep, and
Oh, those are like scary stories, right? No
it,
Sleep.
yeah, it's creepy
Yeah, I know
pastas,
No Sleep.
scary
Yeah.
stories, and the No Sleep podcast is just people will take stories from that and read them out loud, and there'll be like creepy music in the background. They'll give inflection with their voice, and
Do they commentate on it while they're reading it?
no,
I've,
it is
I've, I've, I'm thinking of something. I've heard a podcast-esque show where it was similar, but they would like read it and they'd go, "That seems kind of odd," and they'd have a buddy that they'd bounce off of. I forgot what
mm,
it was. It was similar. I don't think it
yeah,
was No Sleep though. I think they were just pulling scary stories off the internet. But
yeah. The No Sleep podcast is just purely like a reading of the stories to give it a little more emotion because they tell it like a voice actor, and then they put some creepy music in the background, and it's yeah, that's I listen to that while I'm at work, and those are the only three podcasts I ever really watch. I think podcasting it was definitely more your thing.
hmm my
uh
thing. But I watch less podcasts than you.
hmm,
I
well,
watch two. Well, I occasionally hop into a third. So I announced one on my side. I'm gonna give you mine
yeah,
now.
yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
So
Sharon's
mine are
Sharon.
first one, as I said, Chuckle Sandwich. It's like what we do, but they've been doing it. And they get paid a lot of money by their subscribers to do it, so it's higher
Yeah, yeah.
quality. They have, but it's
Hey,
this
one day.
like weekly talk about just random bullshit show.
Sure, yeah.
Um, YouTubers, they're funny people, so it's funny. Um, that's like this type of production. On the other end of scale, production wise, I listen to the Rooster Teeth podcast. I like it's heavily
Mm,
structured, and it's like on their 600. I think they just did their 666th episode, which is like they
mm,
did a funny like they're in hell bit,
yeah, yeah,
because they haven't. They're a big conglomerate corporation, which
yeah.
usually would that throw me off, but they're like they started with like this small group of people, and it's the same small group of people now as it was then. Like it's the same like
Yeah.
team of people doing that podcast. So it's like you almost like I've been watching it for so long, you watch them like grow older. And so
Yeah,
there's like
yeah.
these ongoing jokes and gags. So there's that one. And then I also tune into the official podcast sometimes. That's Critical's podcast, or
Mhm.
Penguin Zero is his
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah,
channel name, which is essentially what this one is, just weekly talk about bullshit, but they have guests on sometimes.
yeah. Mm.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are my three that I listen to usually.
I used to listen to the Rooster Teeth a bit. Um, I just
I use it for car rides because
mm,
it's exactly the length for me to get to my home. So
there you go.
it literally ends as I'm pulling in the driveway. It's usually that. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, those are my three. Yeah.
There you go. Well, so yeah, as we leave you off of this podcast, maybe go check out some of those if it sounded like you were going to be interested in any of them.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. We love Sharon, we love Karen. Go ahead and go over there and check those out if you want. Check out some other content on our channel as well. We got a versus episode up. We do weekly football pick'ems, and we are going to get back on schedule with the pod. If you got any ideas for us, let us know in the comments. If you got any comments or considerations, complaints, you want to call me a loser for I don't know what hot take did I have this episode.
Not liking the first half of Fear Street first movie.
Hey, if you
Is
think
that
I'm an
hot
idiot
take?
for
I
that,
don't
no,
know.
I don't think it is from what I've seen. Anyway, if you watch this long, subscribe, like, comment. We love you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Deuces. Have a good night.
Deuces.
Or morning, or
Whenever you're watching this, see ya.
see ya.